What if I told you this EC development, they made more than $1 million gains in just 8 years? So today we're going to deep dive 100 Palms residents. I will go through everything about this. I'll break down how exactly these owners achieve this kind of gains and whether do we think that today we have this kind of opportunity also. Hi, my name is Nicholas. If you're new to this channel, I do a lot of real estate content. I share my personal sale and purchase journey. I also share this kind of opportunities that are in the market. So if you're interested in this kind of content, please consider to subscribe to the channel. It will really help me grow. So let me just share with you this HProp article, 100 Palms residents. This is the EC that we're going to deep dive today. They made a lot of gains, man. At the 15 highest gains, all of them are making at least $1 million in terms of profits. So I just look at the highest performance unit over here. The profit is 1.7 million, ladies and gentlemen. And they purchased only at 1.321 million over here. Sale price in 2025, 3.05 million. Wow, Jose. This seller really Jose. They sold more than double the price. So in today's video, I'm really going to deep dive how they achieve this, and did we really expect something like this? Honestly, I don't think anyone's expected such a great performance. I mean, everybody knew that this is a great project at that time, but having some gains in just 8 years, I don't think many would have expected this. So we're really going to deep dive into this video. So do stay tuned to the end of this video to better understand this situation. For the people who don't know where 100 Palms is, 100 Palms is in Hougang. It's very close to my heart because Woon is my secondary school, so I really know this hood. The greatest selling point for 100 Palms is that it is one of the rare ECs that is very close to the city. Because a lot of ECs that we know are either in Punggol, Sengkang, Tampines, Pasir Ris, Choa Chu Kang, Tengah. Right now we do have a lot of Tengah ECs, Jurong West. So in terms of a mature estate like Hougang, actually not many. And that's why when 100 Palms was launched in 2017, it was quite epic EC launch at that time. And one of the real selling point is Rosyth School, because this is a SEP school. Their gifted program is one of the top schools, very hard to get in, and this is 1 km away from Rosyth School, and this is also best selling points. In fact, when they launched at that time, government hasn't announced exactly, I think, cross island line and where the stations were going to be. There were some speculations, but really just the Rosyth School itself, right, was easily able to sell out 100 Palms very easily. Then after the launch, where it was sold out in 7 hours, government announced that, wow, Serangoon North MRT was just going to be here, which is super close to 100 Palms. And then that's why the owners, I think, made even more money after that. So this is the launch prices back in 2017. I really dig very, very hard. As you can see, this is in red color because I was in another company at that time. The 3-bedroom was only about 715K to less than 1 million. The 5-bedroom, as you can see, are the most expensive one, only 1.288 million over here. And the sizing is really, really very good. Of course, at that time, I don't think people thought that it was very cheap. People just feel that it's reasonable. But in today, 2025, this is 8 years later, I'm sure people look at this and like, wow, the 5-bedroom, 1.188, 1.288, you probably can't even afford 1 bedroom in today's situation. So, wow, inflation is a really, really harsh reality, huh? This is the article, 100 Palms EC sold out in 7 hours. I was personally there. I had clients who wanted to go for it, but was not as lucky to get a unit. This is a photo I took last time. Wow, panoramic, like very cool. So this was a situation back then. It was pre-COVID days. The balloting happened in real life where there's this dentage over here, and what happened is everybody has to be there, but because it's so oversubscribed, all the salesperson agents like myself cannot be inside. Only buyers can be inside. And I remembered that the generator was down that day, so it was super hot. And the mic system was also not working. So when they call the numbers, right, people were just echoing. And it was super chaotic. I had buyers who wanted to buy the 5-bedroom, but I remembered 12 p.m. or 1 p.m. like that. So they started maybe around 9, 10 a.m. But by 12 or 1 p.m., all the 5 bedrooms were sold out because there were only 2 stacks, which is about 30 units in total for 100 Palms. And that was fully sold out. Then my buyers were very disappointed and had to go home. I was also very disappointed. So the crowd was just crazy. All this overhead, which is also full of people, it's as if like people coming here to watch concert and stuff like that. This was the reality for 100 Palms in 2017. So once again, we're going to deep dive the biggest winner in this transaction. We're going to break down how easy or how difficult was it to finance such a unit at that time. So this is a layout of the 5-bedroom. It's 1528 square feet. I would say this is a very, very good layout, very big. Someone who wants to buy a 5-bedroom definitely enjoy the space because it has everything that they need. I mean, this developer is Hougang. Hougang is known to build very, very good layouts as well. All 5 bedrooms, actually, this wall you can consider hacking. And then you have a landscape living dining, which is very neat. I really like this layout because you see our utility, you have window, all the bathrooms, you have windows. WC, you have window as well. So all the places, you do have windows. So the utility room, right, can also double up as a helper's room if you do need. A master have a balcony. Of course, some people may not prefer, but I think it's okay. Then master size is also very, very luxurious. You see all this space over here. And you still got cross ventilation because this is a window. This is another window. So the master should be very breezy. And I remembered it should be a north-south orientation kind of situation over here. So fundamentally, layout-wise, everything is great. Another selling point is 100 Palms. I mean, other than location, they offer 100% basement car park. There's no multi-story car park. So with ECs, a lot of the ECs, they tend to build multi-story car park. So that actually brings down the value, I would say, because the experience of going home and going out is not as great. If it's multi-story car park, then when it's raining, your shelter may not fully shelter you and you need to lug all your NTUC bags from the multi-story car park back to a unit. You need to change one more leaf, so to speak. But basement car park, even if it's raining very heavily, you can just drive to your block. You'll be very dry, go to your lift lobby and then come up. So that is the key difference between having a basement car park. So I do think that ECs with a basement car park, really their performance in the resale market is significantly better. Why do I say that? Because when we go show flat, right, do you realize that the developers never ever tell you how the car park is going to be if it's a basement car park? So it's always a gamble. It's always you go to the show flat, rather when you collect the keys, then you'll be like, oh, the car park is actually not bad. Or you'll be, oh no, the car park is really bad. Like, why did they make the lift lobby like that? So the developer usually don't commit how the car park is going to be. And that's why buying a unit from a reputable developer has its perks. Because if you buy from like, let's say, Hougang or like CDL, CapitaLand, they tend to build very good quality. Why? Because they have a reputation to uphold. So these are the perks when you do buy from a reputable developer. I want to break down in terms of the figures over here. So this biggest winner, he bought at 1.321 million back in 2017. Then let me share with you, back in 2017, the income ceiling for EC is only $14,000. So assuming this is a youngish couple, they can get 30 years max loan, because I want to find out in terms of down payment, how much is the down payment. So with 14K income, which is the max ceiling income, your loan is only at $880,000. Not a lot, huh? Your down payment would have been $441,000 if you were to take max loan in this case. So I wanted to understand, if this person who is eligible to buy this unit, had they bought a private condo, how much can the private condo be? So in terms of financing, in terms of down payment and loan, they could have bought a 1.765 million, same kind of down payment. Just because EC has this thing called the mortgage servicing ratio, where you can only use 30% of your income in your monthly mortgage. So that's why it's much more restrictive. So this couple could have bought $1.7 million private condo, but they didn't. They bought this 1.3 million EC, which I think on hindsight, they did the very, very right thing. Buyer stamp duty, 34K. Total down payment, 475K. Wow, 2017, 475K. This is a big amount. So why is this so difficult to finance? Because EC, honestly, is a paradox to me. It's a subsidized housing. It's for the sandwich class. But you see right here, right back in 2017, where the income ceiling is 14K, your max loan is only 880K. How are you going to finance this $1.3 million? You must have a very solid bank account. You must have solid CPF. But in fact, CPF will not have so much money. Why? Because if you are young enough to qualify for the 30 years loan, which means you are no older than 35 years old, I would say within the couple, each person will probably be having 100 plus K of CPF OA. Together, you'll probably get 200 plus K, at most 300K CPF OA, give and take. Which means that there's still substantial cash on top of that. Yeah, so that is the key difficult thing if you were to buy this EC as a first owner. Of course, as a second owner, if this is your second chance, or rather, second property after the BTO, sure, you can use your BTO proceeds to buy, but the interim you still have to rent. So I don't think at that time people are doing that as common as now. Honestly, the people who are eligible to buy this unit and finance this unit, not a lot because it's so difficult to finance. Yeah, so that's something I concluded. The ones that are hardest to buy end up to be the most profitable in this case. So let's find out why they make so much money. So number one, as I mentioned, mature location, because this is the EC launch in the last 10 years, I think, which is the most prime location in Hougang. I would say Hougang is a very prime location. You can debate with me, but I'm going to fight you because I grew up in Hougang. It has everything, more prime than Punggol Sengkang. And while it's not near MRT station, at that point in time, you could take a bus to go to Serangoon MRT. It is still quite prime. And the Rosyth School is the real game changer over here. But I would say right now, because Cross Island Line will be opening, I think in 2030, that definitely will have brought up the home value for this project. Secondly, subsidized housing. So I compared with Riverfront Residence, which offers a 5-bedroom layout near to 100 Palms. They launched about 1 year later, 2018. This is their cheapest 5-bedroom at that time, and that was 1.97 million. Comparing it with this transaction, we're talking about 1.32 million. Wow, that's about 700 plus K difference in terms of purchase price. This unit still made a lot of money. It made about $850,000 in 2024, just not as hot as our 100 Palms owner over here. But my point here is that because they are subsidized, in terms of resale market, they are able to make so much more because the group of buyers coming in, suddenly they don't need to be subjected to MSR. They are only subjected to TDSR. So your buyer will come in and they probably will not care whether it's an EC or private condo as long as it suits their needs. And 5-bedroom, honestly, is so scarce. So I went to study in the whole vicinity. Hougang, Buangkok, Kovan. I wanted to find out, okay, for someone who wants to shop for a 5-bedroom in these areas, I want to have something relatively new. I want something that is within 10 years old. So I picked 2015 to 2025, 5 bedrooms in these locations. I went to find out how many units are there and in which development. So these are the only developments that offer 5 bedrooms in the vicinity. Total 187 5 bedrooms only. What about 10-year-old condos in the vicinity? How many units are there? I realized within 10 years old, there are 8,470 units and the 5-bedroom only makes up 2%. 2%, that is super rare. And we still need to account the fact that how many 5 bedrooms will be selling in the market at once? Wow, actually not many. So that is why, because they are so scarce, the 5-bedroom made so much money in 100 Palms residence. So what about today? Now I'm very capable. I want to find out whether is there any other EC that we think can make this kind of money. So today, Orel of Tampines, this was transacted in 2025. I went to find the most expensive 5-bedroom transacted, 2.48 million. I think it's reasonable. Because I bought Lentor Central 2.8, this is 2.4. Yes, it's EC, but 5-bedroom is not bad. Layout also very good. Don't even need a hack. Already got landscape, living, dining, and windows everywhere that you need. Got home shelter. Don't have utility, but there's a home shelter. And almost all the bedrooms flank one side. Only one bedroom is having this direction. Yeah, it's a very, very solid layout. Okay, how difficult is it to finance this 2.48 million EC? So thankfully, the ceiling has already increased to 16K. I would say not enough yet. Assume 30 years loan again because I want to have max loan, right? I want to find out what is the max loan for 16K income, 30 years loan, and that amount is about $1 million. So if someone who is younger, around 35 years of age max, how much would the down payment be? The down payment, ladies and gentlemen, would be $1.475 million. And this down payment amount could easily buy a $5.9 million landed or a very atas condo if you want with this down payment. That is absolutely insane. Stamp duty, 93K, I haven't even added. This brings up the total down payment to, okay, I cannot really see over here, but it's 1.569 million. This 1.57 million is about a 2-bedroom price in Lentor. That is absolutely insane. So this down payment could easily buy a unit. So then the $1 million question would be, can this EC then make double at $5 million at MOP in 8 years' time? I did a rough calculation. If they do sell at $5 million at 1,356 square feet, you know how much a PSF would be? That's about 3,006 PSF leh. Wow, Jose. So I don't know whether they can make double. I don't think so, if you ask me frankly. But truth to be told, no one thought 100 Palms can make double in 8 years. But if they can really make double, then I think we should all faster buy property. Because one day that EC 5-bedroom will become 5 million. I think today with 5 million, you still can buy very good inter-terraces, landed properties, freehold. This is 99 years, ladies and gentlemen. This is EC. Start thinking. Maybe you need to act fast. And that's why we see ECs, especially the big units one, they go off very fast. But once again, I want to also rediscuss this issue where, do you realize how difficult it is to finance this 5-bedroom? It's super insane. 1.5 million down payment. Who has this kind of money? But wow, sold out. You know, this aura of Tampines is fully sold out as of this time when I'm filming this video. So this means, wow, Singaporeans is really rich. And the interesting thing is this, EC is supposed to be subsidized housing, it's supposed to be for a sandwich class. If you can afford $1.57 million down payment, are you really sandwich class or not? I don't know, man. So I have so many questions. I'm really so curious what kind of profile. Maybe they're businessmen, maybe they made a lot of money, or maybe family really have a lot of money and family helped out with the payment and everything. I'm just absolutely like mind blown. But yes, please let me know in the comment section whether you think this unit can also achieve $5 million at MOP. I'm really very curious what do you guys think. If not, I'll come to the end of this video. I hope this video has given some value to you to help you understand the whole paradox of EC, because when I was researching this, I had a lot of fun and I got mind blown at every juncture. So I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did during this research. If not, I will see you in the next one.